You want to know another thing I like about Donald Trump? He is so against the federal Department of Education, the whole Common Core nonsense, the genders, bathroom, non-gender, transgender, all this nonsense. Do you know how few transgender people, kids, anything that there are in the world, and more importantly in this country, since we're talking about our country, there are way more handicapped people than transgenders. Why would anybody go out of the way? We're going to spend millions of dollars. It costs, they said, Target, $10 billion now, from lost sales to all kinds of stuff, due to their stance saying, no, we're going with the transgender thing like the Obama administration said, you're going to have to deal with it. And then instantly, little girls in there using the bathroom, someone's peeping Toming over the bathroom stall. What in the hell's going on here? That's one reason one of many reasons I like Trump. He said that flat out. That nonsense is going away when he wins. So, but before that happens, federal government is really tightening the wrench, if you will, on people. And in this case, schools. And like, you're not going to follow the transgender bathroom policy? Oh, we're going to have to pull your federal funding. Federal funding. Oh my God, we can't survive without that. We got all these fees, and we rely on that. We can't do what we could do. We'd have to fire teachers and faculty, and oh my God, I guess we'll just have to comply. How about the states stop giving the federal government money? Because then they use it right back against you. I'm going to give you money, then you use it right back against me. Teachers at school directed to stop addressing students as boys and girls. Good morning, boys and girls. Today, boys and girls, we're going to... don't you say that. We'll take that federal funding away. Can't say that anymore. Teachers at Carlos Ray Elementary School are in a tough situation after their assistant principal told them to stop calling students boys and girls. It seems the school administrators decided to take the new transgender bathroom policy for Albuquerque Public Schools a step further. Now, my question here is, well, hold on. The federal government, i.e. Obama administration, or we can just call it the Obamanation, didn't say you had to do that. We want to take some initiative and be proactive. Maybe we can get some extra funding from the federal government. Oh, okay. They didn't actually say that, but I'm trying to figure out what would go in someone's mind. We're going to take a step further, and this sounds like a good idea. Let's stop calling boys and girls. Let's just... I don't even know what they're going to call them. Let's see if I can find out in this article. It seems the school administrators decided to take the new transgender bathroom policy for Albuquerque Public Schools a step further. This appears to be the first example of something that started as a bathroom issue, now expanding into daily life in the classroom. A letter sent to teachers at Carlos Ray this month titled Gender Identity Procedural Directive states teachers can no longer refer to their students as boys and girls starting this month, telling them to eliminate gender in their classrooms. It incites a passionate reaction from both sides. Both sides? It should only be inciting passionate reaction on one side. And that's called the normal human side. That's us. That's you and I. The public. We pay forcefully, extortion, essentially. Property taxes, this tax, that tax goes right. Massive majority of your property taxes, I mean the giant lion's share, goes to the public school system. Administration fees. I'm out of District 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All administrative and personnel and fees and high salaries, and somebody's got to pay for it. But don't you think those who pay for it get to say, well, this is what we want for that? Since you're a government, you are obligated to give us what we want. You're essentially us, but with that job title, listening to what we want, you do it. We don't want this gender crap in our bathroom, in our school. This, single bathroom for all in our schools. Sorry, federal government gives us federal funding, and if we don't comply, they'll take it away. You know what I say? Take it away. Take it away. It incites a passionate reaction from both sides. This is outlandish, said Reverend Adelius D. Stith, a regular at APS board meetings. This just makes no sense at all, he said. Stith has been pleading with board members to listen to parents before allowing transgender students to use the bathroom of the gender they identify with. The district has said it will comply with a federal order on the issue, and this is the first school year with the policy in action. Stith said the letter from an assistant principal proves the APS directive has just caused confusion in how to correctly implement it. Didn't say anything about that, did it? You guys are doing that on your own. Why are you telling the teachers not? Again, there's 50 students in your class. There's not even going to be one, the odds are not even that one transgender is going to be in your class. In other words, in every class. Every classroom, there's 50 students approximately. One transgender there, one transgender in that class, one transgender in that class. Oh, there's, 70 different classrooms in your particular school? Yes. Then there's 70 transgender kids. No, it's more like there's 70 classrooms in your class, all with approximately 50 kids, and there might be one, maybe two transgender kids at your school. Entire population of pupils. Remember when they used to call us pupils? What the hell's a pupil? This? My eyeball? No. Used to be a child. Maybe that's what they'll be called now. We'll go back to the pupil. Good morning, pupils. The kids are like, what is that? Pupil? My thing in my eye? What? No. We can't call you boys and girls anymore. Oh, I just said it. Oh, damn. We can't call you the B word or the G word. I'm sorry, Mrs. Smith. What is the G word or B word? I can't say. We might get our federal funding taken away. Just know that I'm going to address you as pupils from now on. So again, let's change everything for not even 1% of the population. A percent of a percent of a percent of a percent. I remember having the conversation with my wife when the whole gay marriage thing was up. They're going to allow it. They're not going to allow it. They're finally passing laws. They're going to do this. My wife says, I don't have a problem with that at all. They should have done that. Who cares if someone wants to marry the same sex? Let them. So what? Who cares? I said, Evelyn, it's not just about that. These people pushing this agenda, there's an agenda behind it. It's not just this one little thing. We need to get past gay marriage. It's not just that. You mark my words. Tell my wife. She can come down here wherever the hell she's at right now and tell you I said this. I said this will be a stepping stone. They're going to go something else that we find inappropriate, and it'll be worse than gay marriage. It'll be something else. They'll go that way. And I said, you watch. The pedophile thing will be next. No, that's not going to happen. Come on. My own wife. Not going to happen. So we had that discussion recently. Evan, you remember when I said that and you said that? Yeah. And we're looking at news articles. Now, pedophilia, pedophilia. We're people too. We don't have a disease. We're normal. We need laws and protection and Evelyn, come here. Remember that one? Told you this was the next step. Now we got the transgender bathrooms. We got all this crap. And it is for an absolute teeny, minuscule minority. It doesn't make business sense. It doesn't make it's not even kind of a conscious decision. Oh, but don't you feel bad? All right. So imagine I'm a pedophile. I'm a guy originally, but now I want to be a girl, just for pretend, so I can go into the bathroom of all the females. I'll dress up like one. I'll look like one, for pretend. Who's going to prove to me that I'm not transgender, that I don't consider myself a female? Hate speech. Throw them in jail. Hate speech. I'm sorry, Second Amendment. First Amendment. Second Amendment's gone. First Amendment says I can say anything I really want, especially if I'm not, inciting violence or hurting somebody. Like, I'm walking up to you telling you I'm going to kill you, and then I try to kill you, But even then, I can still say I want to kill you, and it's just speech. It's just talk. Words are sounds. Audible sounds. They can't hurt someone. I can't I can't take this receipt from Target. I mean, hell, Bill O'Reilly, do it live. F it, I'll do it live. Target. You pedophile. Didn't hurt it. I'm gonna kill you. I hate you. You Jew. Oh, that's it. That had to do it. Nope. Now the paper seemed unfazed by it. However, if I physically put my hands on it and do stuff to it and slam it down, that's a different story. It's just words. And these bastards are going after everything. They have no conscience. They have no morals. They have nothing. Power, power, power. Money, money, money. Power, power, power. Money, money, money. And more power, power, power. That's all they're after. Sith said the letter from an assistant principal proves the APS directive has just caused confusion in how to correctly implement it. Quote, she or he is now exercising what they believe, Stith said. It's their spin on the directive. They are confused, obviously. We can call them scientists, but we can't call them boys and girls? This is ridiculous, he said. But Adrian Lawyer with the Transgender Resource Center believes the assistant principal was actually trying to do the right thing. Quote, what the principal was trying to say, in other words, favorite line, she misspoke. Okay, so she must have misspoke. What she was trying to say is let's think about how we address students and all of the gendered language that we use all day, every day, and whether or not we really have to do that, he said. Well, hold on. If a boy considers himself female now, transgender, you can still say boys and girls because he now is a she. So you can say, hey, good morning, boys and girls, and he will reply back, good morning, Mrs. Smith, as if he was the little girl that was called. And vice versa. You're a girl, now you're a boy. Good morning, boys and girls. Oh, hi, Mrs. Smith. Even though I'm a female, now I'm a male. I still replied back because my name was called, essentially. Who I am, I'm a boy now, was a girl. Only Trump, currently, out of our choices, can save this. Can save this nonsense, can stop it dead in its tracks, and he's already said he was going to do so. The Obamacare thing, kiss it goodbye. Trade deals for the elite, kiss them goodbye. Education, federal education, what do they call it? Department of Education, gone. You know, I watched a documentary. Oh, it wasn't a documentary. It was more or less it may have been from Alex Jones years ago. I think it was him. He had a very elderly woman, if I recall, this was years ago, who worked at the Department of Education, the federal top you can go. She was some kind of secretary or something there. And she said after hours, people were leaving, I stuck around, snooped around a little bit, read letters, things that normally she wouldn't be able to read, and said flat out, there's an agenda in the school system. It's not a good agenda. It's a very bad agenda. I can't even cite a lot of the stuff she said because it was so many years ago, but I never forgot seeing this sweet little old lady spilling the beans on the whole thing. Looked up that's her name. Let me see if I can find. Yep, sure enough, she worked there. Okay. That's why it's key. When you are in power, president, appointment, I'm appointing them, I'm appointing them, I'm appointing them, Muslim Brotherhood, Muslim Brotherhood, Muslim Brotherhood, transgender, gay, lesbian, anything, whatever, this, that. So you can see how an ideological mess can come in a hurry. And they're all on the same page. They're all on the same page. Oh, no, that's fine. Everything's cool. Then you get a guy like Trump that comes in. You're gone. 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 Guys, you're in power. 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 Let's clean this mess up. Let's clean this freaking cesspool up. That's what he said he's going to do. Does that mean he can get into office, become president, and then say, well, on second thought, sure. Absolutely. Every other president has done it before him. But every other president before him did not have the massive backlash by the club and their media outlets, mainstream media, like Trump does, which tells us he just might be the real deal. We can only hope. You know old Jason at 4. I do not smoke hopium. But there ain't nothing else to have. So I will hope that it happens. He cleans house election season. We don't have to worry about, vote fraud, which we always do. But, assuming that so many people vote for him, it just doesn't work or whatever. January 20th comes. He steps into office, starts cleaning house instantly, fixing things left and right. And we get to say, oh my God, all these bad things we thought were coming may have just got stopped in the nick of time because of this one man. And if that happens the way that I'm describing, that's a possibility. His son, one of his sons, after Donald gets 8 years in the House, I'd like to have my son, Donald Jr., or the other one, I can't think of his name. They're going to take over. It would be the same thing with JFK. Oh, well, he got killed. His brother. Oh, no, he got killed too. We can only hope we don't get screwed out of this one. I'm here to tell you, based off of history alone, if I'm to believe history, and history usually is not wrong, in order to have what's supposed to happen according to history, which is not good, he has to be absolutely cheated out of the election, either assassinated, just something big. And then I'm going to think, oh my God, John Teeter. There was the Civil War. What really caused it? Where did it stem from? What was the defining moment? I would describe it as a problem with the elections. That's where the Civil War stemmed from. There was a problem with the elections, presidential elections, he said. And he referred to that particular presidential election, the one in question, that leader, as he said, or president, he/she was more concerned with keeping the status quo going and nothing else. By God, does that sound like Hillary Clinton? Why would you be politically correct when referring to the president when they've always been men since day one, 240, 60, whatever hell it is now, years ago? Why would you even say that? Wouldn't you just say he? Oh yeah, he was more concerned with the status quo continuing. No one would have ever said, hey, well, why didn't you say be politically correct and say he/she, Mr. John Teeter? He'd probably reply, well, why? Because no female has ever been a president in the entire history of our country. Oh, yeah, good point. But that didn't happen. He just flat out said, when giving his reply, he/she was more concerned with keeping the status quo going than anything else happening in the country. And that's what the Civil War stemmed from, which started going into a divide between the city and the country. So I feel we may be finding out here in the very near future, obviously we've got elections coming up in a couple months, just how such a thing could happen and if it's going to happen. And to think, if he only won it somehow, none of the bad stuff would come. But I got an issue with that. Even if he's elected, the power that these secret societies, all these people that have been embedded in our government for decades, and decades, he can try to clean house all he wants. He will be able to do to some extent. But remember, if he gets rid of the Department of Justice and says, okay, I want this guy in there. Oh, by the way, the rule of law has just been restored, America. Watch this. And he goes after these criminals, the Clintons and the Bushes and this one and that one, and just freaking cleans house. The problem is, if he tries to replace the Department of Justice head, for example, don't they have to be approved by the Senate panel of bozos? Okay, I present you Mr. Person A I'd like to have up there. Oh, nah. Senate doesn't agree. Sorry, Trump. Okay. I'll give you individual B. Second choice. Sorry, Mr. Trump. That is incorrect. No go. Okay. Individual C. Oh, sorry, Mr. Trump. That is incorrect. We can't do that guy either. How about D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q? Sorry. But we have a suggestion. How about this guy? We think we'd approve him. Oh, he's one of the club members. How do I get someone in that position if I can't get them past the Senate? This little committee. And the president doesn't select Congress members. President doesn't select senators, nor can he change out a commission of senators or, a committee. That's how they would continue doing their crap, which is why history is telling me none of that can happen. The club's going to win. They're going to keep going, and it's going to drive people because something so big is going to happen, like a stolen election, that's going to absolutely infuriate people to the point where the war starts slowly and steady. Again, we can only hope that that's not the case, but history is kind of pointing down that direction. Take care.